Welcome to From the Correspondent on Signature TV. All we do here is bring you the latest news and update from around the world by our team of dedicated reporters who share their personal experience, of what transpired on the field. I am Emmanuel Tewase. But before we get into the business of the day, let's take a recap of last week's edition.
It's not just symbolic. It's not just the symbolism of doing a wide road or paving road. We're looking at an integrated economy.
Africa is the most developed country in the African continent. It's the only country when you say that deep down, there's still this deep-rooted hatred. And for that particular story,
we don't want free form. Give us a free level playing ground.
Welcome back from our team of seasoned reporters to your screen. You're watching From the Correspondent, your window to what happens behind the headlines. And this is where we have the opportunity to hear the testimonies of journalists who are at the forefront, turning views and events into news by bringing in divergent perspectives of activities that impact us directly or indirectly. Today's big story is on the IMT signing off tragedy which took place on the 30th of September this year. Our reporter Ugonel Owalo has been following up this issue, and new facts, perspective about this issue have emerged. But before we get to that, we will begin with the call from media practitioners. We'll begin with the call for media partnership, by the Relief Pitch Initiative, who were at the corporate headquarters of Signature Television, Raymond Dokwesi Broadcasting House, Enugu, followed by efforts by the National Assembly to harness the endless opportunities in the creative, digital, and blue economy. Then we would look at some stakeholders, what they are saying about the economic situation in the state, right after which we will highlight how health experts are intensifying the call for proper training of manpower for quality healthcare delivery in the country. Then lastly, we would examine the impact of insecurity on the hospitality industry in Imo State before the big story comes up. From the Correspondent continues after the break. Don't go nowhere.
It's not just symbolic. It's not just the symbolism of doing a wide road or paving road. We're looking at an integrated economy.
Africa is the most developed country in the African continent. It's the only country when you say that deep down, there's still this deep-rooted hatred. And for that particular story,
We don't want free form. Give us a free level playing ground.
Welcome back. A non-governmental organization, Relief Pitch Initiative, within the week visited the corporate headquarters of Signature TV, Raymond Dokwesi's Broadcasting House, Enugu, as part of its efforts in pushing its agenda of ensuring gender balance and inclusiveness in the country.
The campaign to get women more involved in decision-making and governance is getting greater attention around the world. Those pushing the narrative are convinced that getting more women in key decision-making positions will bring about greater development around the world. It is in line with this that a non-governmental organization, Relief Pitch Initiative, visited the Signature TV corporate headquarters in Enugu to seek collaboration and partnership in giving more voice to the women. Leader of the delegation, Chinemerem Ayin, used the occasion to brief their hosts on their forthcoming and highly anticipated Wine Bife and Wodat Award Festival holding in Enugu. The aim of the event, she said, is to inspire women and bring them to the limelight.
inspire women, encourage, empower them to do more, knowing that a lot of them have latent talents. Their innate potentials have not really found expression, and we're trying to expose them to platforms that will bring them to the limelight. And this year, we're having international delegates. We're having, okay, let me start by saying that this is the maiden edition. It's not like this year, it will now look like we have done before. No, this is the maiden edition, and we're having few international delegates. We're having women groups from far and near.
The president of Signature TV, Vin Martin Ilo, and the vice president, Finance and Human Resources, Barikumo Ado, pledged the support to the organization for the success of the upcoming event and their future engagement.
That you chose us. If there's anything we stand for, it is not just maintaining the standard, it's not just best practices. It's showing that we have the strength, we have the depth to deliver. And when we deliver, you will see the difference. That's why we call Signature TV. I'm not going to take your time, but I'm going to simply say this. I see a partnership that is going to evolve, and it's going to make each of us as partners grow beyond the heights we're envisioning now.
The event, which is coming up on the 7th of November 2024 at Amadio Event Center in Enugu, will feature exhibitions, lectures, and various empowerment schemes. Ugonno Walo for Signature TV.
Meanwhile, Nigerian Senate is making collaborative efforts in harnessing the vast potentials in the creative and blue economy for sustainable development. Godwin Sunday witnessed that event for Signature TV in Abuja.
The special advisor to the Senate President on Strategy and Creative Economy, whose office put the event together, set the tone for the day's activities.
Thank you, everyone, and God bless you as you listen.
The discussions at the symposium highlighted the importance of advancing technology in Nigeria's creative industry, enabling new forms of storytelling, immersive experiences, and personalized content. The secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, represented by Maria Ofyong, emphasized the president's commitment for the growth of the digital economy. This, he said, is anchored on the belief that the sector will serve as a tool to develop a dynamic and transformative economy that will leverage on innovations and investment to unlock new economic opportunities and create jobs.
The creative economy deserves urgent and pragmatic interventions. The executive and the 10th Senate are alive to their responsibilities regarding this. I commend the organizers of this symposium for the wonderful initiative. I welcome all of us and wish us a fruitful and most robust deliberation.
The symposium also saw the unveiling of a publication titled Perspective of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio and the 10th Senate, 1 year after, by the Chief of Staff to the Senate President. Participants at the event spoke to Signature Television on the event.
Well, the symposium is very topical. Everything that is discussed, harnessing the creative potentials of Nigeria for national development, and then renewable energy and the aquatic splendor and the treasures that we have in Nigeria. Everything on that, each and every one of the topics discussed, or is it the green economy, the blue economy, the green and blue economy, all of them are very topical at this time in our national development.
It's timely and it's a very good program, especially now that we want to diversify our own economy from oil to other sectors of Nigerian economy. And cultural creativity is another aspect of our own economy that we need to harness. So I think it's timely and it's a good one.
Wasting and let it fly. So one of the opportunities I saw majorly was the way the Senate, led by my boss, the Senate President, crafts bills in consonance with what the renewed hope agenda of the President stands for. And what we've tried to do is to bring the different players in the creative green blue economy and the power sector to brainstorm on how to translate the various bills on those different topics with the mind of the president who's the vision of the renewed hope agenda, how to interpret them so that practitioners and implementers will be better informed as to fast track the implementation.
So what we are saying that since there's an alternative source of electrification through renewable energy, let the government encourages more policies, design policies that will now bring out projects that can help to reach that woman, that man that is in the rural area striving to be productive.
So why don't we, God-given talents, we don't need to buy it, it resides in all of us. Everybody is creative in one way or the other. All the government needs to do is to put in policies that can draw out their talents so that people can realize what they can do and then use it, leverage it to do what? To take care of themselves and by extension take care of the country.
Because we don't have maybe an effective law governing operations within the deep water in terms of fisheries. Most of the laws are hindered around oil exploration, shipping. That's why I put an emphasis on getting this Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2024 that takes care of this regulatory framework within the ocean. And also we need to develop our local capacity on this in terms of fishing trawlers and in terms of also the operators of that fishing trawlers. Most of these fishing trawlers, you find that they come to operate within our Nigerian waters are not Nigerian flags. Then thirdly also we need to also take a scientific survey to find out what species do we have, especially those that have very high economic value. So what we need to do is by the time we get this law enforced, there is provision within the law which is stakeholders forum, and that stakeholders forum involve the actual fishermen that will be educated on this, and they will also be part of those that are enforcing the law.
The symposium concluded with a call for action, urging stakeholders to collaborate and innovate to harness the emerging opportunities in Nigeria's creative, digital and blue economy. Participants are in agreement that with the right strategies and investments, Nigeria can become a powerhouse for innovation, creativity and economic growth.
An interesting day it has been so far as we've seen stakeholders gather here in the Senate building to discuss about the Nigerian blue and green economy and how to chart a new course for Nigeria. I am Godwin Sunday reporting for Signature News.
Still on economy, at the 20th edition of All Nigerian Editors Conference in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, the president of Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Dele Oye, attributed the current economic hardship in the country to poor management of the Naira exchange rate. Over to Bayelsa, where Ndu Opaleze witnessed the event for Signature TV.
President Bola Tinubu, some key officials of his government and his spin doctors have continued to beat their chests for the decision to remove the fuel subsidy and deregulate the foreign exchange market. The effect of these twin policies have continued to impact on Nigerians in diverse ways, with many still calling on government to revisit the policies. According to the Nasima president, Dele Oye, the hurried change of the currency at the twilight of the 2023 general election dealt a big blow to the Naira. The situation, he said, got worse when the present administration went the whole hog to allow the value of the Naira to be determined by the forces of demand and supply.
That's why you must never trust government appointees until they show you what they are doing. And 90% of decisions are taken by people, very junior, inferior people who are even put in a position where they don't have the competence.
He tasked the media to interrogate certain policies of the public office holders with a view to ensuring that they are altruistic and effective. In his goodwill messages to the conference, the publisher of Vanguard newspaper, Sam Amuka, regretted that the newspaper industry is no longer viable as hard copies are now printed at a very huge loss due to high cost of newsprint. He said those of them that are still in the business merely want to continue to discharge the constitutional and social responsibilities of the media.
What did that mean? Do you know that 2 years ago, newsprint was around 600. Now it's over 2 million. That means that every day you publish the hard copy, the newspaper, you don't make any money, you lose.
A one-time governor of Ogun State and veteran journalist, Segun Oshoba, commended the Ezanaba-led Nigerian Guild of Editors and charged them to wade into the leadership crisis brewing in the Nigerian Union of Journalists with a view to restoring sanity.
Before you leave this conference, we should set up a committee to look into the NUJ. There's a crisis brewing in NUJ over their conference. And the guild, as our own professional body, aside from the MPAN, please should look into it.
The opening ceremony of the conference attracted media stakeholders and public office holders, including 2 media aides to the president, Bayo Onanuga and Sunday Dare. Ndu Opaleze, Signature TV News.
You're still watching from the correspondent on Signature TV. Orthopedic medicine focuses on the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of disorders of the bones, muscles, and nerves. At a workshop on arthroplasty, also known as reconstructive surgery, at the National Orthopedic Hospital Enugu, health experts emphasized the need for proper training of the workforce for quality healthcare delivery.
Arthroplasty is a surgery to restore the function of a joint. The issue of orthopedic medicine has always been an area of great concern, especially among the aging population because of the impacts of age on bones and joints. It is to advance the quality of Medicare in that field that the workshop was put together to shaping the skill and knowledge of various practitioners in the field. The Chief Medical Director of the National Orthopedic Hospital Enugu, Professor Emmanuel Iyidobi, in an interview with Signature TV, lamented the shortage of professionals in the medical system. This, he said, necessitated the organization of the workshop as a platform for exchange of ideas among practitioners and training of over 50 participants, which cut across basic nursing and midwifery, who will in turn help to improve the health sector.
What we do here is that if the joint is irredeemably bad, that is what we call end-stage arthritis, we can literally remove the hip and put in a new one, remove the knee and put in a new one. That is what we call total joint replacement. We have developed this capacity in the hospital over the past 10 to 15 years, and we are now able to do this as routine surgery. So we decided that since we have this knowledge, is it possible to advance the knowledge, train people more so that they can have the latest input, the latest skills in this surgery? And if we are going to do that, can we call other doctors across the country to join us in doing that? So we now organize this workshop, and surgeons across the country from Lagos, from Jos, from Akwa Ibom, from Benin, from Anambra State, from Abakaliki are here. Both surgeons and perioperative nurses, exchanging ideas, learning on how to treat Nigerians better as far as arthroplasty is concerned. The main aim of organizing the arthroplasty workshop, apart from improving the skill of the surgeons and teaching other surgeons across the country what we do, in the spirit of that a candle does not lose anything by lighting another, we also are working hard to ensure that the capital flight, in terms of forex, is reduced to the barest minimum by ensuring that medical tourism is reduced to the barest minimum.
Apart from improving skilled manpower in the health sector, he said, the workshop is also aimed at bringing about a drastic reduction in medical tourism to save foreign exchange expended on foreign travels. According to the chief organizer of the arthroplasty workshop, Udo Anyehie, the event is a platform to disseminate information among medical practitioners who will in turn impact their different regions through the knowledge acquired at the training.
It's actually to disseminate information concerning arthroplasty to people that need the information and to the patients that require the services of arthroplasty. So it's a training workshop. We're training doctors and perioperative nurses on arthroplasty services, on use of during the procedure, and then taking care of the patients that have arthritis requiring surgery. And this surgery we're talking about is arthroplasty surgery, it's a joint replacement surgery. One thing is, well, two main things. Number one, there are patients that require the surgery, and they're getting the surgeries this week. We've been operating every day, and it's going to be for the whole of this week. Now, they come with really bad joints, knees and hips, and some people that have what we call K-leg and bow legs because of arthritis. So they get to have their knees and their hips fixed. So they are getting that at a reduced rate. So the medical director reduced the price of arthroplasty for them. So a number of them are getting these surgeries. And then we have participants from all over Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria that are coming for this training to learn the skill of arthroplasty surgery. So they are going to benefit by that because they are learning. They are nurses also, the doctors and nurses. And then when they learn this, hopefully they should be able to go back to their centers and be able to offer the same service. Okay, in their own service. So it's a Nigerian thing. It cuts across every area of Nigeria.
Co-organizer of the workshop, Chisom Mbeze, explained the series of events, which comprises about 15 lectures and 6 surgical operations.
We've had a series of lectures. As of now, we've had almost 15 lectures so far. We've also had what we call a ground round. We've gone to see the patients that were recruited for the program in the ward and prepare them for surgery. And so far, we've operated on 4 of those patients as of now. There are patients that have had very bad knees and hips, and they've been able to have their surgeries done. We've also had sessions where we had what we call sawbone sessions that will give surgeons the opportunity to learn how to do this procedure, because people have come from different parts of the country. People have come from Lagos, from Ife, from Uyo, Calabar, and several other places. And the idea is to get them acquainted with this procedure, and by the time they go back, they can be able to also do this the right way, and in future train other people in their centers to be able to do this procedure.
Some participants at the event extolled the organizers, stating that the workshop will go a long way in improving medical skills among practitioners.
I think this is a starting point for me, because this is the first time I'm having this kind of experience, and it's a wonderful one because in some of our centers in Nigeria, many centers, they don't perform these operative procedures. So for us to be exposed to it, as in you see it direct and even participate in the surgeries, is a great thing for me. And I feel that it has boosted my morale in being in the department and continuing with the specialty orthopedics. So I feel it's something I can do now, and I hope that this program continues further so that we get more exposures and get strengthened in the procedures further, so that we'll also continue to improve and train the younger ones as they come.
The main aim of the workshop is to build manpower in the area of joint replacement. And if you see the participants cut across different states in this sub-region and even outside the region, so it's going to create manpower that can be taken to those states, and we believe that with time, other states in the region will start practicing the joint replacement procedures. The workshop is a workshop on arthroplasty. Arthroplasty is about joint replacement. So the focus of the workshop has been hip and knee replacement surgeries. So basically what we do, participants are being trained. We have theater sessions where we do practicals on these joint replacement procedures, and ideas are also shared with experts from different regions, so that at the end of the day, everybody will go with better information, better skills, about joint replacement procedures.
David Okoro, reporting for Signature TV News.
Activities such as kidnapping and armed robbery has instilled fear among locals and tourists, leading to a decline in the patronage of hotels, restaurants, and tourist attractions in Imo State. In this report, Ndu Okwaleze examines the impact of insecurity on the hospitality industry in the state.
Owerri, the Imo State capital, has always occupied a prime position in terms of availability of hotels and realization centers. This, for many decades, made it a destination of choice for those who want the best that the hospitality industry can offer. From Port Harcourt Road to heart of Owerri capital city, from Wedra Road to Mbise Road, the Cathedral Junction, New Owerri, and so on, the list is endless. Imo Concord Hotels, Bon Hotel, Hillview, among numerous others, are there to serve the needs of the clients day and night. However, most of these facilities appear to be begging for patronage at the moment. A media practitioner, Ikechukwu Amechi, who has been in Owerri, summed up the situation.
Before now, Owerri does not sleep. All the joints in Owerri, people go to take all manner of delicacies. Isiegu, pepper soup, fish pepper soup, all kinds of things. And they stay until very, very late into the night. But these days, before 9 p.m., everybody's rushing down home. And when people don't stay out, then all those outdoor activities are negatively impacted. I am even wondering, with the very low occupancy rate that we have now, how are they coping?
Apart from the harsh economy that has adversely affected this once booming industry, the state of insecurity appears to have a greater impact on the businesses.
Out of town and going to several places. If you go to a place like Asaba and see the level of development that is taking place there, and the people who are doing those things are all Igbo people. Even traders in Onitsha main market, they finish, and at the end of the day, they just cross River Niger and go to Asaba to sleep. In the morning, they come back. People who even have businesses to do in Onitsha or Anambra, they will go and lodge in hotels in Asaba.
As it is in Owerri, Imo State, so too in all other states of the southeast. All eyes appear to be on the governors of the geopolitical zone to tackle the challenge frontally to stem further decline in the economy of the region and reduce poverty index. Ndu Okwaleze, Signature TV News.
You're still watching from the correspondent on Signature TV, where we bring you stories behind the headlines and the difference, the peculiar incident that occurs as journalists go about gathering, sourcing, and editing stories to satisfy your information need. Now to our big story. Recall that in one of our previous edition, we looked at the tragedy that occurred on 30th of September at the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, that's IMT, where the life of a young promising lady was lost as a result of the recklessness of a young man who I would say did too much to impress during the signing of graduating student at the institution. Our correspondent Ugone Walo brought us this report, which was carried by every media station, but there's something unique about this report because behind the headlines, as the program entails, Ugone dug deeper to unravel a new dimension and perspective to this whole issue, and she is currently with me in the studio to tell us about what the new knowledge she has about this incident. All right, so welcome, Ugone. It's nice having you again to talk about this same issue. So just as a way to kickstart, why did you choose to forge ahead with this report?
You know, good afternoon. You know, no one deserves to die like that. You understand? Now, trying to the way Chiamaka Bondo died. No, this is a child from a home that had no voice. So I chose to go in and give them a voice.
Okay, a lot of media stations took up this report. There were stories on what happened to the extent to what the two schools involved had done then about the whole issue. From what we understand, the person involved, the young man who caused this tragic incident, was arrested and detained. For a lot of persons, that was justice served. You understand? So I want to understand personally, because we're yet to look at the report, but I know that there are a whole lot of new information in this report, which we'll be looking at shortly. So why didn't you maybe say, okay, God's will be done, instead of pushing? Then I would like to understand to what extent, what were the things that went into getting us this new facts or information surrounding the whole incident, down to the family, getting in contact with the family members and all of that. So just take us through the process of giving us this new dimension of what we have now as an update on that incident.
Okay, at first, no one knew who the family was or who they are. So the thing was trying to actually find out who the family is and who Chiamaka is to them. Now, Chiamaka, as a brilliant child, and the family where they have they don't have any graduate or anyone in a higher institution, they came together to put Chiamaka in school, in a higher school institution, to train her. Chiamaka was like a light in that family.
Okay.
And extinguishing the light, they felt they are feeling so hopeless.
Okay.
Like all their hope is gone.
Okay. Let's look at that report before we continue the conversation with Ugone, so that we would understand what actually is the new dimension story we are discussing today. So let's have the report.
Ọ bụghị ya ọjọọ, ọ dị ese mmadụ onye ogologo. Ọnụ olileanya mere Chiamaka nọ bụ n'ebe ọ bụ na mma anyị bịa tinye ya na skuul ahụ.
Our mother's intention
Ebumnobi mma
was
anyị
for
bụ na
Chiamaka to go to
ka
school
anyị si n'aka
and help the
Chiamaka wee
family.
ruo mmiri togbo
But
iko,
see how it all
wee sie
ended.
otu a wee endụọ. Ebumnobi m bụ na famili a ga-esi n'aka Chiamaka wee grow. Mana unu afụgonu ka ọ dị.
I'm the one that brought her up, even spiritual and physical. I don't know that Chiamaka will end this.
When Signature TV arrived at Chiamaka's home, the mood was of grief, desolation, pain, anger, and hunger for justice.
I don't know those that planned Chiamaka's death. I don't know if they were making passes at her and she said no. But whatever was their intention, they will suffer for what they did.
Juliet Ugu, a friend who is still on crutches, was with Chiamaka on the day of the incident and escaped death by the whiskers.
So after the signing out, around 5 o'clock. Just said that 5 o'clock, I told them that we should be going, that the population in that school was too much. Car, paper, and everything. I will need to leave the school to avoid unnecessary problem. So I don't know, I just got the feeling and I told them, let's go. So and we started going. I told them that we are not following any express, we are not entering any car, that we are going to follow up your way. So we decided to follow up your way. But on our way going home, three of us were just discussing walking and we heard car. We turned. I don't know, after our turning, the next thing I remembered was that my last shout is under the car, on the Chiamaka's voice too. And that was the last sound I heard. That was the last thing I heard her talk before I passed out.
As the family grapples with the grief associated with the death of a loved one whose promising future was suddenly extinguished at her prime, Signature TV sat down with Eziech Malaki, an uncle to Chiamaka.
She was very intelligent, which made the parish priest, Reverend Father Christian Abraham Iroha, who happened to be the parish priest at that time, picked her up as a very brilliant child and gave her scholarship to study at Peace Land. At Peace Land, she was studying public health sciences, and she was on her IT. She just finished her first year, ND1, and went for IT. She was on her IT, about to conclude it and advance to ND2 when she met her untimely death.
Malaki told Signature TV that the management of the Institute of Management and Technology, IMT Enugu, has been supportive since the unfortunate incident.
On that first day that I was called up to come to the mortuary, we spoke with, the family spoke with the director of IMT, and he promised to cooperate with us in any way we needed his assistance. But according to his own words, he said he is in it with us.
Malaki said that the family of the driver responsible for Chiamaka's death, who is still in police custody, has also offered to take care of all the burial expenses of the deceased.
So I thank you for coming. Thank you for your concern. I know the economic hardship in the nation, but you didn't mind that to come and to follow up the story. So thank you very much.
All efforts to contact the Enugu State Police Public Relations Officer, Daniel Ndukwe, on the matter proved abortive up to the time of filing this report. On the 2nd of November 2024, late Chiamaka Rosemary Ozigbondo will be laid to rest. Here are her family members mourning and asking for justice to be done. In Enugu, Gonowalu, reporting for Signature TV.
Right, welcome back. You're still watching From the Correspondent on Signature TV. Today we are looking at a very important issue to us because of how this whole incident happened in the first place, and what has so far been done by the authorities, the school, and how these families are coping, because the report says 3 persons were involved, 3 ladies were involved. It was quite unfortunate that one lost her life and the other 2 are recovering by the grace of God. And Ugone followed up this issue, and we would like to hear from her firsthand the experiences, the struggle to convince first the family members traveling down to their hometown to get them talk. It's difficult, especially when someone is in grief and you are insisting or pushing that let me hear what you have to say. It's more like you are a bit insensitive, but that's what comes with getting information and getting you stay updated with events and happenings that concerns you and I. So, Ugone, I would like to. I wouldn't want you to be particular about this report, away from what happened, the story behind the headlines. You are an eyewitness to this whole incident, from how it happened down to this point where we are now. So please, can you take us through your journey in getting this report done?
Oh, well, the journey wasn't easy because trying to convince Engineer Malaki,
okay,
even the SUG, Peaceland SUG president, into giving us audience to this wasn't easy. And at first, they didn't actually understand what I was doing. But somehow, they gave us audience. Now, getting to the uncle, it was difficult. He was grieving. The family were grieving. Now, you talking to them to give you audience, they didn't know actually what you wanted to do with finding out how their child died. A promising child with a bright new future.
Okay.
They didn't want to talk, but I had to push, I had to let them know, convince them that I am not doing this for me. I'm not doing this, I am doing it for all of us to be heard. No one deserves to die like this. You don't drive into a school and speed. If you actually went to a driving school, some of the things they should educate you on. If you are in in an institution, a school place, you should know.
Yeah, I think there are speed limits.
Yes.
For if you are on the express, if you are driving around town, there are limits to that. Which are, I think, one of the first things that they would lecture you.
Yes.
I understand it took a whole month to get this report done.
Yeah.
This whole month, I know, and I'm sure, a lot of things went on.
Yeah.
Possibly there were a lot of disappointments. Appointments were not met. You understand? So please, can you just highlight some of these instances so that we'll be on the same page with you, so that our viewer can understand to a large extent what goes into ensuring that stories like this are put out there for education and information purpose.
All right. At first, I got through to the Peaceland SUG president, that was Ejike.
Okay.
Now, he was like, I'll give you the family members' contacts. I called, and he was like, I was disturbing.
Okay.
You get, now sometimes my call won't be picked. So I kept on trying. Now finally I got through to he felt like, okay, let me just give him.
That was the SCG?
The SCG,
okay.
Peaceland. Okay. Then he was like, okay, he gave. Then I started pressing from the uncle's part, that's an Engineer Malaki. At first he'll be like, I'm traveling, I'm not around, I won't have time, and all that and all that. But I kept on pressing, and he understood what we are working on.
Okay.
And finally, we traveled to Umunevo. Chamaka Rosemary Ozibondo. She's from Eziago local government area.
Okay.
Here in Enugu State. She's actually from Umunevo clan in Ogulogu local government, Ogulogu community rather, in Eziago local government, Ogulogu actually, from Eziago local government area here in Enugu State, and traveling that far.
Okay, from here to from Enugu to the community, I want to be careful not to bite my tongue. Ogulogu, Olo ahead. So how far is it? You're on your way to that place. How was the journey like?
It wasn't smooth.
Was it quite easy to find their family the house, family house, or how did you navigate? How did you actually find out that okay, this is where I'm going to?
Okay. Thank you. The traveling from here to Ogulogolo wasn't easy or funny, rather, because the roads are not clean. It wasn't a smooth road. You have some potholes and all that, so it was kind of difficult. Now, how did I get to her compound? Engineer Malake, rather, volunteered and went with me. He said, "You've pushed so
That's
much."
the uncle.
The uncle to
Okay,
Chamaka.
okay.
He said he is a younger brother to Chamaka's father. So he said, "You've pushed so much. I don't want to be calling you on the phone and be like, hey, when you get to this point, you see this, you see that. So let me just volunteer and leave everything that I have to do on that day and come in and move with you." So
okay.
he was with me during that period, then showing us all the places, and it was quite a far distance.
Okay.
Getting to her village.
I don't know, from up to 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, so still I'm hammering on this because I know there are a lot of information still yet to unravel, and for me, I'm so interested in the fact that at first they were not willing. Then at some point you had a breakthrough. Then to the extent of getting the entire family members, including the other lady who was involved. So just how did you get to this other lady? How is she faring? How about the other person? Just give us information about the other ladies who survived the incident and how they are faring.
Okay, okay, on that fateful, on the 30th of September, actually, Chiamaka and her friend Juliet went to celebrate with Pepe as a caller. Pepe was signing out on that day.
Okay.
So, well, Pepe, according to them, Pepe was not expecting any of her friends to come around and sign and jubilate with her. So when Pepe saw Chiamaka and Juliet Ugu on that day, she was very happy. Now, the thing is this: when the three of them, they were well, alive, when they were walking from school outside the gates, Juliet said that she felt in her spirit that they should not follow the actual, the normal road leading to the gate, that they should follow a pathway that leads to the gate. But it was so unfortunate that a car lost it.
Okay, so why she was yet saying that? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So she was like, a car lost it, and she heard people, they were like, run, see car, run, run. Then Juliet said she looked back and she saw a car speeding behind them. In her head, a car losing control should go forward, but the car didn't. So she told her friends, the three of them, that they should divert. They went, instead of the car moving forward, the car followed them.
Oh.
And there were crowds there.
Okay.
You know, when they are signing out in an institution,
yeah, the environment is usually
so
rowdy
crowded and all that.
Yeah.
She said that the crowd did not hit any other person or
Does
any other people.
the
It was
vehicle.
the three of them.
Okay.
The vehicle.
Well, I don't know, but more like you are shifting from the physical to the spiritual from this your explanation. But I wouldn't want us to get to that point. But just tell us about Juliet, the one you were able to speak to. How bad is her case, or how well is she recovering? What is the situation like?
Juliet Oku is on crutches now.
Okay.
And while we were having a conversation, she said that the X-ray revealed that her hip bone broke.
Okay.
That the hip bone is broken, but she was taken to orthopedic hospital for correction. That while they were on their way to orthopedic hospital, her leg was folded. It couldn't stretch. But later, she didn't know. I think she passed out, and they gave her injection and all that. And she woke up and found out that she could stretch her leg, the two legs.
Okay.
They were badly injured, and now she can't walk on her own. She had to hold the crutches to walk. Now, Pepe, the reason the friend that was signing out, she's still going on medical treatment. She's also injured, but we are hoping they get better.
Okay. All right. So there's still a vacuum in this report. We've not known the whereabouts of this young man who caused this tragic incident. I don't know if you were able to find something different from what we've already known, that he was arrested. Did you find anything on that?
Actually, I've tried to call them Enugu State Police Public Relation Officer, Daniel Ndukwe.
Okay.
I've called him severally on the matter, but he's not taking. He didn't take my call. Even the WhatsApp chat, he wasn't giving any positive response. So you just read and just ignore it like that. So, but I'm still on it.
Okay. All right. That is so much dedication gone into making sure that we have this information that we just heard. And because of time constraint, I will be stopping here. I hope you enjoyed yourself as I did. And I have been in the studio with Ugone Owalo, who is the brain behind the story on the tragic incident at Institute of Management and Technology, IMT, in Enugu, that took place on the 30th of September this year. All right, that is the much we can take for this segment until we see next week. Stay glued to Signature TV, your go-to station for news and analysis of events that concerns you. I remain Emmanuel Tewasi. Enjoy the rest of the day.
It's not just symbolic. It's not just the symbolism of doing a wide road or paving road. We're looking at an integrated economy.
South Africa is the most developed country in the African continent. And it's the only country, when you say that deep down, there's still this deep-rooted hatred. And for that particular story, you know,
we don't want free form. Give us a free level playing ground.